Hello and welcome to today's Dalal Street week ahead video. Now we'll be taking a look at three stocks today: Kotak Mahindra Bank, Reliance Industries and State Bank of India. Before that, we'll take a look at the news that will be affecting our markets. Now on the news front, I would usually share this data point is coming out and that and how it will affect and what its meaning is. But I think this week data points don't matter. This is as the market is going to be preparing for on three fronts. Number one is the results front. As many results are coming out, and let's say HDFC Bank is releasing, Zomato is releasing, and many other big ones. So those will be playing a huge factor in how the indexes move. Second is Trump's inauguration. Trump coming in will be positive for the American markets, but we'll have to see how the world markets react to it. Why I say that is he's already said within the first 24 hours he's most likely going to be signing 100 executive orders. Then, apart from that, also, Trump has got one new headache coming in. The debt ceiling thing is also approaching its expiry. This is as the Fed will be able to extend it a few days, but they're also going to have to look for bipartisan deal on that. So that, I believe, might put some hold its horses on going nuts on the executive orders. Why I am concerned with the executive orders is if he does what he's been saying, that he wants to put sanctions on literally a number of countries, then that will affect the world markets as a whole, bring everyone down, and which will affect us. Now I know one logic which is being put out on social media, especially not social media, even outside this, the news channels like CNBC, Bloomberg, this is that he doesn't want to put sanctions on India. But if you look at it from a logical point of view, and not point of view that you want to be a fan of the country, is that if you put sanctions on China, if you put sanctions on big Western economies, will the Indian market survive that? No. If they fall, we are going to also end up falling. And if FIs are going to leave, let's say, a country like China because of Trump's policies, they're not coming back to India with the current rupee depreciating and unfavorable tax laws and everything. So due to that, I believe Trump's inauguration and the next 4 to 5 trading sessions post that will be very critical, and to see how the market is going to be performing. Apart from that, the third thing which I believe will be affecting our markets this whole week is the Feb first budget. This is the government has started throwing the rumors how they usually do, and one of the rumors they've thrown is that the direct tax code is going to not be modified, it's going to be replaced as a whole. Now, some will see that as a positive and some will see it as a negative. Why I say that is, let's say the guys who are working as employees, it won't affect them much, as it will affect them, let's say 20-30%, but it won't do much of a difference. However, the guys running their own businesses or self-employed and everything, they will be worried about it, as usually in the past when we look, whenever there's been a modification to any of the tax codes, it has, instead of making it easy, it has tended to make things harder, plus more expensive. So now this is not a modification, they're saying this is going to be a replacement. So that's going to keep a lot of people awake at night thinking that what is coming ahead. So I think these three factors, results, Trump and the first budget, the tax part especially, is what's going to affect our markets this week and decide how the indexes trade and even equities. So that's it on the news front. I don't think you should bother with this number is coming out of CPI or anything, because it's not going to make much of a difference in such a heavy basically news week, which is not got, it's not clear which side it's going to take. So that's it on the news front. Now let's take a look at Reliance. After we should take a look at Kotak, then we'll take a look at State Bank of India. Now coming to Reliance Industries, after its results on Thursday, I put it in the video and I had shared that I am very bullish on the stock. And in fact, either last Sunday's video or last Monday's video, I again shared that time that I'm very bullish on Reliance. And basically, in the news, when I was covering the news segment, and I expected good things for it ahead. And on Friday, I shared the positions. I held option sells, PE sells, I held option buys, and held equity buys. I was all in to Reliance Industries. Now, even in intraday, I ended up sharing by 1,280 call option buy, which I had gone long to basically on 15th Jan, held it, and it basically went from 15 to 39. Now, big question is what's ahead for Reliance Industries. Now, on the personal front, I have booked out of all my option buys since we had the weekend coming. Weekend, number one, we got killed by decay, then I wanted to get out at the high, and we got out at the high. But option sells, PE sells, I still hold them. Equity buy, I still hold about 50% of it. Now, why I decided to not close the option sales and equity buy is equity buy, okay, there's a profit stop, but option sales, provided it stays above 1,250, they're going to keep expiring well. And since we're in the last week, last 10 days of the monthly expiry, they will earn now more than basically you sold the option at 30 and it's now trading at 10. Within a few days it will end up going to 2. So that's going to end up giving a good amount of extra cash, which is a good thing. Why I believe it will stay above 1,250 is, if you look at the chart, I believe that as long as it is between 1,340 and 1,250, the stock is now going to form a range of here. This is any up move is going to have to tackle 1,340. The only time this will change is if it breaks 1,340, then it will go to 1,365, and if it breaks that, then 1,420. The positive news for Reliance Industries right now is the fact that the Ambanis have been invited by Trump for the inauguration. So that's going to give Reliance stock a boost. As when the Prime Minister of the country has not even been invited, but these business guys have been invited, it shows the power Reliance has started to wield across the board. So that is the positive. So my trading plan is pretty simple. Within 1,340 and 1,250, on the positional side, I'll hold my PE sales and let them continue going on with the profit stop. My equity buy, continue going on with the profit stop. If it breaks 1,340, then I will still not add any positions. I will hold the PE sales, and then I will wait for it to reach 1,365, and then most likely book out of my equity position. Why? This is, I think if it goes to 1,365, it will have reached a temporary top, and then it will have to come back down a bit and then go up. So my trading plan, as I said, positional is that. Intraday within this range of 1,340 and 1,250, you should get very good trades if it stays in this zone. On the other hand, by chance it breaks 1,250, then it's going to 1,180 to 1,200 support easily. So my Reliance trading plan is pretty simple. Above 1,340, bigger long to 1,365, it breaks that 1,420. Below 1,250, bigger short. Between 1,250 and 1,340, box and move, trade both sides. So if we reach 1,365, I will close my equity buys and only hold my option sells. And so basically, as I think this is a temporary top, and equity buy holding it longer is not going to give you any extra money. So that's it for Reliance. Let's take a look at now Kotak Mahindra Bank. Now, Kotak Mahindra Bank released its results, and according to me, the results are not very good. They're a bit above average, I would classify them. This is as the profit and everything grew by, let's say profit grew by 10%, net interest income grew by 10%. The only number which I did not like was the CASA ratio, as it's decreased to 42.3%, which means higher, basically relatively higher funding costs. This is as it suggests a greater reliance on fixed term or other high interest, high cost sources of funds, which will increase the interest expenses for the bank. Then the other one, which is the NIM is at 4.9.3%, but if you look at it, it's a year-on-year decrease from basically 5.22% to 4.93%. So what does that mean for Kotak Mahindra? Now, in my view, what that means for Kotak Mahindra is that it will continue trading in a box range. This is, according to me, I have not updated, those who watch my videos know I have not updated these levels from when I covered it here, then when I covered it here, basically. And so the same levels continue, that as long as this is trading between 1,840 and 1,750, it's going to go nowhere. So these results, I believe, will keep it within this range. Unless it breaks below 1750, that's only when you'll get a clean trade. Unless it breaks above 1840, you'll get a bigger trade up. So what is my trading plan? Now, I hold no option positions in Kotak Mahindra, as I did not want to do an option buy due to the weekend, and I didn't want to hold option sales due to the uncertainty. There was nothing clear coming about it. So the option sales I held, which I discussed in the last video, I booked out about mid of last week. Now, my trading plan is, if in intraday, if it breaks 1810, then I'll go for a long to 1840. If it breaks 1750, then I'll go for a short to 1700. Positional is only when I will enter if we break 1840. If we do that, then I'll end up going and selling P's below 1810. This will become a new support. This is if it breaks 1840 and it goes for 1900, then yes, okay, it'll go up and then start coming down and then use this as a support zone. So that is only when I'll enter something on the positional front. Until then, I will trade this range in an intraday position. 1810 breaks, 1840 is the next target, 1750 breaks, 1700 is the next target. So Kotak Mahindra Bank, there is not much you can do with it due to the range it's been stuck in from eons. Because you look at the daily chart, this is a very long time period to be stuck within the same range. And how the results have come out, I don't see it leaving the range, because technically even 1900 to 1700 is just a bigger box range. So I don't see it being out of the range bound anytime soon, whether you look at the small box range or the big box range. Now let's take a look at State Bank of India. Now the last time I covered State Bank of India, this is the support which I had given. I had given a downside price target of 740. We hit it and then went a bit below it. Now, what is my upcoming trading plan for State Bank of India now? Now, according to me, again, SBI, due to Trump, due to budget, due to everything, is going to trade within the range of 785 to 740. So as long as it's within this range, equity traders, X, don't touch it. Intraday option buyers can touch it. Option sellers do not touch it too. Why? Because I usually would say, okay, I'm going to sell C's above this and P's below this. I'm saying that due to simply the dynamics of the current week. Once I believe that we reach around Thursday's trading session, if SBI is still within this range, that's when you can sell C's above this and P's below 740. This is if it stays within this range through Trump's nonsense, then it's going to hold within this range till the end of month, 30th Jan expiry. If it doesn't stay within this range, then naturally that trade opportunity is not there. On the other hand, my equity plus option buy traded plan, as I said, within this range I'll trade both ways intraday. But if it breaks 785, then there is a long opportunity to 820, and if that breaks, then 835. On the other hand, if it breaks 740, then there is an opportunity to 715. So overall, when we look at State Bank of India, 740 to 785 range bound, 775 is a small resistance in between, but that's more for intraday than positional. So within this range, positional is not advisable. Once we pop above 785 or below 740, that's when positional will be advisable. Option sales positional will only be advisable. Let Trump swear in himself, do his nuttiness of executive orders. He wants to put sanctions on the afterworld, let him do it. Then if it's within that range, then you enter option sales. In fact, I will most likely cover State Bank of India again towards the end of the week, so as to give my view on it, again depending on how the week has gone in terms of the global politics. So that's it for today's video. Today's video is a bit confused because of the news factors are overshadowing what the stocks are going to be able to do, and it has made it a 50-50 sort of trading week. That is why I personally will end up cashing out a lot of my positions on Monday's trading session itself, as if I am holding 100 rupees worth of option positions, equity positions, I'll want to go into this week with only about 10 to 20 rupees worth of those positions. This is better to take profits than to sit and wait and see them erode away due to sudden moves coming because of Nothing which is on the chart, but some politician has done either in America or in Delhi. So that's it for today's video. If you liked it, then hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and click on the notification bell. Thank you.